Alright guys, this is going to be our intro video for next week. I wanted to keep it something that y'all were used to seeing. However, we are not going to copy this down in our notebooks, but I wanted you to know what to expect from the week. Again, assignments are going to be assigned today at 4 o'clock, and then you will have all next week until 4 o'clock to work on them. There are 2 different video chats that you're going to have available at 1 o'clock on Mondays and on Wednesdays, and then of course I'm going to be available as much as I possibly can on Google Classroom to answer questions and things like that throughout the week. So that's the first page. Let me see if it's going to let me. Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, this week we are working on 7.9C, which is something that we started, and actually we did finish up, so it's going to be a review for us, but determining the area of composite figures containing combinations of rectangles, squares, parallelograms, trapezoids, triangles, semicircles, and quarter circles. You can view the interactive notebook here. So I went ahead right here, guys, and I attached the interactive notebook, or you should all have your personal copy so you can refer to either one of those. If there's some confusion or you're like, I don't exactly remember what we did prior to spring break, you can flip back through your notebook or go online and get to the interactive one. And then you will watch the intro video, which I am currently doing, so I will go back and I will attach that there. Alright, moving on. Mrs. Sanders created this review of finding the area of composite figures for you, so you will go and you will watch that video. There's some things that you have to copy down, so guys, just remember, it can be on any scratch of paper, anything like that. We know that you're not going to probably have access to dry erase boards and all the things that we have access to in the classroom. So we're just going to have to do the best that we can for a while. When you finish watching that video, I will attach it separately to Google Classroom, and you will go in and you will mark it as done that you've watched it. Okay? Then you will log into Imagine Math. You are going to select the distance learning pathway on 7th grade area. You'll complete the pathway. Your job during that pathway, because I know, guys, Imagine Math is challenging, and there are definitely, y'all are going to have questions and things like that. So I'll make notes about that. Come with questions to the video chats. Send me a private message in Google Classroom. I will try to walk through things with you. Remember that Imagine Math, you do have access to a teacher, but you have to follow the steps in order to get to a teacher. If you're becoming frustrated, go back, follow the prompts, use that online resource that's available to you with that online teacher. Once you've completed the pathway will disappear, and then you can mark it as done in Google Classroom. Remember that it's going to ask you to keep repeating that pathway until you have completed it successfully, okay? So keep that in mind. If it doesn't disappear, then it's going to have you go back and do maybe a lesson that you didn't do so hot on the first time. Alright, then if you have access to a printer, you can print out this What a Kitchen activity. If you do not have access to a printer, again, I'm just going to ask you to make some notes on paper. You are going to find the area of the flooring, the shaded sections, and then you will find the perimeter of the islands. So we don't want exactly the entire area of the island, but we want to find the perimeter of the island. You need to take a picture of your notes, and you're going to attach that picture to Google Classroom, and then you'll turn this in. Consider what formulas you need to use. You refer back to your interactive notebook and your reference chart to do that. And then also, guys, I will attach a separate mathematics reference chart to Google Classroom. Don't stress about any of these activities if you don't have a printer. Just do it on a piece of paper, snap a picture with your phone or your parents' phone or your iPad or whatever you have access to, upload it to Google Classroom, and we'll go from there. Next week, if we need to make changes based on what the feedback I get from you guys about technology and things like that, then we'll cross those bridges when we get to it. Everybody just try to be real low stress about everything next week, okay? Alright, so then the last activity that you're going to do is to find an object in your home or neighborhood that's a composite figure. So Mrs. Brown went outside and she took a picture of her window that she has outside on her patio. And if I asked you to determine the area that I would need for my siding minus the window, I would have to find the area of that full wall and then the area of the window and then subtract. You can measure if you have some kind of ruler or tape measure or something. You are completely welcome to measure that composite figure to get the dimensions that you need. If you don't have access to something like that, just go ahead and assign them. Estimate that the top of the window is like 3 feet and the sides of the window are 4 feet. And I think Mrs. Brown's entire house 12 feet. So just do the best you can on things like that. And you will label the dimensions, record the formulas that you would need, and then solve and give me the area of whatever your composite figure is in your house. Okay? And then again, guys, you'll take a picture, upload it to Google Classroom, mark it as done. All right, the last thing that you will have due is to complete the Astros. It's the backhand side, so it's actually, I put 4 through 8, but it's actually 5 through 8, so I'll go back in there and fix that here in a second. You will print it if you can. If you want to copy it onto a piece of paper and take a picture and submit it that way, however you can get it to work is completely fine for this week, and it's okay with me, okay? So you will use your mathematics chart if you can't remember. Remember, some of these are having you use just 3 for pi and not 3.14. So keep that in mind. You have to be real specific. Number 5 says to use 3. Number 8 says to use 3.14. So pay real close attention to your directions. And again, any of these things that you're having trouble with, I want you to come with questions when we do our video chats and things like that. And I will try my best to answer them for you, or you can shoot me a message at any time. Again, when you finish this, upload a picture, turn it in on Google Classroom. And that's it for the week. Remember that there's no way that we are going to be able to provide enough work for you guys to fill up 5 52-minute classes. Think about what we do. We do a warm-up, and then we do like a mini lesson, and then we do an activity, and then we answer some problems on our own. I mean, there's just no way for us to do exactly that model when you guys are at your house and I'm at my house. So we're just going to do the best we can. You work at this on your own pace. If you feel like I'm going to knock this all out on Monday and I'm going to turn it in, that's completely up to you. It's however you and your parents decide that you guys want to handle this. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me a message, email, and I will do my best to get them answered for you. Okay? See y'all soon.